Hello, can you briefly introduce yourself before we start the questions?
Yes, of course. I'm Anneke van Drimmelen and I'm a body psychotherapist. I am at Vlierhof for a year now, and I'm a mother of 2 little children. Yes. Anything else?
That's great. It's perfect. Can you tell us what are the most important things in your life, the essentials?
I was thinking about your question ahead a little bit, and I figured that for me one essential element is connection, and that means for me connection to myself, which is sometimes hard. I find it very challenging in a funny way. You should think that it's natural. I mean also connection really to our surroundings, to the earth, to nature, to what we eat, to our body, and of course connection to other people like my children, essential to my partner, but also people I meet like you. And for me curiosity is a real big essential thing, like to kind of be curious about the things I don't know, that are beyond my horizon. I always loved that. I'm always curious about that. I'm always curious to meet new people and to see how they tick and how different the world can look for them. And one essential thing for me is really, I would call it maybe courage, or like your gut, your core, something that drives you. So the element where you're courageous to explore something new, or you're taking a step that's a leap of faith. And that's for me essential qualities.
Thank you. We can see that you reflected a lot on the question.
Yes,
that's great. And what does it mean for you living together? Because you live in a community here in Vlierhof, so what does it imply for you living together?
For me, community life is like a roller coaster. It's the ultimate challenge. So it's really definitely out of the comfort zone. It is incredibly nurturing to be so close with so many people, but it's also a daily challenge. And I think it's a chance for me to, on the one hand, make a lot of experiences with myself when I'm triggered, or I'm very touched or moved, or I feel loved, or I feel rejected. And it's a chance to learn something about the other. And then there are moments when we dance together, for example, or we're sitting around the fire, or there are really sensual, slow moments where there's like really a feeling of we are all together as one. And I love these moments where when we're sitting in council and we listen to each other, and I notice how it's not just about what you want or I want, but we find something else together. So it's going beyond. So I think there's a lot of richness in that, and I actually see a lot of future in that for the world, actually. So but it's a challenging spiritual journey, which I wouldn't want to miss anymore.
Wow, thank you. And one last question would be, what is love for you? You said it's important also to be loved in the community, so what is love?
Love is for me really something that's actually always there, but I don't feel it always, or we don't feel it always. It's for me completely unconditional. It's something like the shortest link between 2 people, between me and the earth, between everything I do. And I just realize when there's condition attached to it, I think it's not love anymore. So we see it, the thing that's given right away, and I think there are many phases of love. It can be very peaceful, it can be very caring, it can be very also devotional, I just recently realized that for me equality in Germany is devotional service. And I thought it was very special because we maybe forget sometimes this quality of giving really in an altruistic way. But of course also erotic love and passionate love and fire. So it has so many faces. But it's really something that comes by itself and that's there. And when we don't feel it, I think it's just that we don't realize it's there. So,
Wow, thank you very much. I really like the idea of love is always there.
yes, it's always there. Yeah.
And is there, to conclude, a message or an advice you would like to give us?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was thinking about that. Like, what is for me something out of the scope maybe that I realized in life. And for me, in the last years, I've been exploring the journey to not try to bypass pain and fear and to not just like, let's say, let go of it, but to really face it. And I think there's something when you learn to embrace your demons and you embrace your pain and you kind of see what does this part of me need and want, you can learn a lot of it. And yeah, that's a journey I don't find or cannot share with people very often. For me it's often this either struggling and suffering and trying to avoid pain, or you have this ultimate acceptance of everything that is. But meeting it and really working with it, I find it very, very fascinating. And so yeah, to value pain, to value your demons, to value that in your side of you that you want to get away from, and get to know it and listen to it. I think that's something I would love to share more with others.
Wow, it's very interesting because sometimes we don't dare to speak about pain, but it's actually important because it's something we all experience, and we should reflect on how to deal with it, accept it, and confront it. Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, not only pain in the way people understand it, that I'm suffering or I'm hurt or I'm sad, but also I find many people struggling with their aggressions, struggling with the inner judgment they have about other people, about themselves. And it's so interesting when you say in an NVC way, you don't judge the judge inside of you, but you say, what does this part of me need? What does it actually tell me? How can I be compassionate with that? And it's very interesting. There's a beautiful meditation. It's called Feeding Your Demon, and it has been so mind-blowing to me. So I can just encourage everyone to look more into that.
Great. Thank you very much for everything, and we wish you the best for your life with a lot of love.
Thank you so much.